Good evening. Welcome to Vision of Asia, the news you can trust and events that move and celebrate our very own South Asian community. I'm Nidhi Kathuria, coming to you from our ITV Gold studio in New Jersey. In the news from Community today, New York Indian Film Festival organizers and Festival Programming Committee talk about the 22nd edition of NYIFF. Midwest pays tribute to martyrs of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Organizers of India Fair talk about their upcoming event at ITV Gold Studio. In the headlines from India, South Asia and world news, India's inflation likely accelerated to an 18-month high in April. US intelligence says India-China relations will remain strained. Mahatma Gandhi's personal items set to fetch nearly rupees 5 crore at UK auction. In the headlines from Indian films OTT and other entertainment, Z5 Global dials up the content game, announces stellar slate of 80-plus titles for 2022. Stay with us on Vision of Asia for news in detail right after this short break. New York Indian Film Festival, in its glorious 22nd year, is running this week virtually for the third year in a row. The festival will feature 60 screenings, 18 feature narratives, 6 documentaries, and 36 short films. Watch the highlights from my conversation with the festival organizers. I'm pleased to welcome to the studio Suman Golamudi, Executive Director of Indo-American Arts Council, Satish Koladi, Associate Professor at Pace University, who is also in the Festival Programming Committee, and Aseem Chabra, film journalist, author, festival moderator, who is also the Festival Director of New York Indian Film Festival. The festival, which is running this week virtually and is in its 22nd glorious year, North America's oldest and most prestigious film festival, which features cinema from both India and the Indian diaspora. Pleasure to have you guys at the ITV Gold Studio. For the first time, the Cannes film market has an official country of honor, which is none other than India this year. How proud do you guys feel?
Well, I'm actually going to Cannes next week, so I'm really excited about that. And I was telling my colleague Suman that there's going to be a panel on Indian film festivals, and I'm actually moderating a conversation there. So
wow.
I'll be very proud because I'll talk about the New York Indian Film Festival there.
Of course. I was about to ask, what role do you feel you have had in promoting Indian films abroad and at festivals such as Cannes?
So, leaving aside Cannes separately, our film festival has all these years focused in the US, and especially New York, before we went virtual. This was the first Indian film festival, as you said, started in North America 22 years ago. Originally, it focused on films, especially from the diaspora, but over the years, it's become much more of a festival that celebrates independent cinema in India, and also films being made in the diaspora, and also films made by non-Indians with subject matters are related to India. We on our own, without wanting to brag or something like that, our whole goal has been to bring Indian cinema that doesn't get a chance to be explored here in this country, doesn't get theatrical releases, and to share it with our audiences, which New Yorkers mostly, but now as we've gone virtual across the US.
So Aseem, you have attended like hundreds of film festivals. What virtues from select festivals or the replica model did you apply to NYIFF?
Well, but New York Indian Film Festival has evolved by its own. It's not like we were trying to sort of get a replica of in other festivals. We specifically wanted to bring films which are in different languages in India. This year, for instance, we have 13 Indian films, 13 films in 13 different languages. We wanted to bring, as I said earlier, films that people cannot see otherwise. I mean, that's very, very important because big Bollywood films get theatrical releases. They also get streaming releases. These films that we bring often don't even go on streaming platforms these days because streaming platforms become very, very competitive. This year, for instance, we have 18 narrative films. We have 60 films in total, but we have 18 narrative films, out of which 10 of them are by first-time filmmakers, and we just instituted an award, our debut filmmakers. So our goal is to encourage new voices and to share those new voices with the audiences in the US.
So coming to you, Suman, what is the percentage of filmmakers from India, from the US and around the world?
We have a lot of filmmakers coming from everywhere. Of course, we are a New York City based festival, so you see a lot of talent coming from USA. But we also have a bulk of our filmmakers who come from India who want to show it. We have a great platform here in the film festival, Indian Film Festival in New York. So they obviously want to show their film to this audience and to expand their reach. So we have both, I have to say.
But in terms of percentage, like from US, how many people would be there?
I would say we have a lot more short films, short filmmakers here. I wouldn't give a number, put out a number there, but I think we have, let's say 50%, maybe.
Probably in that ballpark, basically. But the large number of films are actually coming from India.
From
India.
Yeah.
And then there's some filmmakers that sort of travel between India and the US also, so we don't know where they're based, really.
So how challenging is it to curate films virtually and marketing the festival, third year in a row, I believe?
It has been challenging in the sense that the charm of having an in-person festival is lost because you get to meet the directors, the filmmakers, the cast and the crew, and have a Q&A in person. But the shift has been necessary. But I think as a festival, we have adapted ourselves pretty well in terms of hosting them virtually, and also it's kind of become convenient to use the virtual platform to have Q&As with directors who can zoom in from India or from London, and then so it's kind of convenient, but at the same time it's not quite the same as having an in-person.
There's some kind of lazy filmmaking as well, because people started using their smartphones and they're still continuing that.
Yes, but also I must say that it's been incredible that given the pandemic, we have been overwhelmed with the number of submissions this year. We got more than 220.
Wow.
So you can imagine the courage of filmmakers to go out there and make films despite the circumstances. It's just been incredible, absolutely, yeah.
So talk about some proteges, first-time festival participants or winners who've made it big, other names to reckon with today.
Well, Nagaraj Manchule, for instance, we showed his first film, Fandry, and his third film with Amitabh Bachchan, I think it's called Jund. So that's just one example coming to my mind. We were one of the early film festivals to show. Rajan DK become huge, with Family Man and everything. As we opened our festival with Shore in the City. That was their third film, I think. Even somebody like Anurag Kashyap, I mean, we showed Gulal. Even Gangs of Wasipur, which hadn't exploded the way it eventually did. He brought a Blu-ray of the film from the Cannes Film Festival, basically. So Hansal Mehta, who's become very, very big. I mean, we showed his film Shahid. And he won the Best Director award, I remember, at the festival. And since then, Hansal has, become big in films, and also he did Scam 92, which became a big blockbuster sort of a show as such. So there's so many filmmakers, and the other very interesting thing happens. I mentioned Hansal Mehta. Hansal Mehta met Madhav Kaul, an actor, at one of our festivals,
2009,
and they ended up started talking together, and then Hansal ended up casting Madhav Kaul. Meera Nair met an actress and loved her. Her name is escaping my mind. Eventually cast her in Monsoon Wedding, the musical, for instance. So one of the things that happens at a festival is that if you can have well-known filmmakers like Meera Nair present there, they're also looking around to see where is the talent, and so we give that space, we open up the space for ideas and filmmakers to sort of meet up and exchange and find young talent.
The Midwest Punjabi Association and Indian Consulate in Chicago paid tribute to the martyrs of Jallianwala Bagh, where peaceful protesters were gunned down on the orders of the British General Reginald Dyer for protesting the oppressive Rowlatt Act on April 13, 1919. The celebration of Punjabi Virsa, Punjabi heritage, was held on May 1, 2022 at Ashton Place, Willowbrook, Illinois, as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, a year-long initiative on India's 75th year of independence, and to celebrate Baisakhi as well as pay tribute to the martyrs of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, India's Consul General, Amit Kumar, Mayor of Village of Hanover Park, Rodney Craig, Mayor of Schaumburg, Tom Daly, Mayor of Oak Brook, Gopal Lal Malani, Trustee Said Hussaini, along with other elected officials and community leaders participated in the event. Gurmeet Singh Dhalwan, President Midwest Punjabi Association and founder of Adbhut Media, gave a brief introduction of the event and briefed the guests about the past activities and upcoming initiatives of MPA. He said, keeping in mind the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat, the MPA will be paying tribute to the author from Punjab, one from a regional Indian language speaking area, and one national language Hindi speaker. Tribute was also paid to Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore by the participants. Watch the highlights. Organizers of India Fair were at our studio to talk about their upcoming event on May 21st and 22nd at New Jersey Convention and Expo Center, Edison, New Jersey. Let's watch the excerpts.
So, this year we have specially planned a lot of activities for children. So I encourage everybody to bring their children out to India Fair. We have planned a special talent show. So if your kids are good at singing, dancing, robotics, any musical instrument, and we're providing a huge platform for the kids to come and showcase their talent, and we will have lots of prizes for them. We want to encourage children to come out and participate and showcase their talent. Also this year, for the first time ever, we're introducing a Lego competition and a Lego showcase where kids can do a live Lego building competition, or they can showcase any special Legos they have built, all for chance to win big prizes. And in addition to that, we have an entire kids zone, so that there's going to be lots of fun where they can do like arts and crafts, they can do painting, coloring, there will be kids rides, ice cream, lots of fun. So we want to make sure kids enjoy at India Fair. So, you definitely want to bring them out and, enjoy our Indian culture, so they can see all the performances, dances, singing, and, they get to learn what our culture is all about. So, I encourage everybody to come out and support all the activities we have planned.
India's retail inflation likely surged to an 18-month high in April, largely driven by rising fuel and food prices and staying well above the Reserve Bank of India's upper tolerance limit for a fourth consecutive month, a Reuters poll found. The jump has been long anticipated following the Indian government's decision to wait until after key state elections in March to hike fuel prices. Energy prices globally have soared since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in late February. Food inflation, which accounts for nearly half the Consumer Price Index (CPI) basket, reached a multi-month high in March and is expected to remain elevated due to higher vegetable and cooking oil prices globally. These factors likely pushed inflation in Asia's third-largest economy to 7.5% on an annual basis in April, according to a May 5/9 Reuters poll of 45 economists from 6.95% in March. If realized, that would be the highest inflation since October of 2020 and well above the RBI's upper 6% limit. Mahatma Gandhi's personal belongings, including his wooden sandals and what is believed to be the last photo of him taken alive, are expected to raise more than £500,000 at an online auction in the UK, according to a report. In total, 70 items belonging to the iconic figure are expected to raise £500,000, which is 4.75 crore rupees, the report further said. The most important items on the list are one of his own handmade loincloths, letters he wrote while imprisoned, and 2 pairs of his sandals. The online sale, which will end on May 21st, is in the hands of East Bristol Auctions, which sold a pair of Gandhi's spectacles for £260,000 in 2020. As per Express, Andrew Stowe, the auctioneer, said that these items are genuinely some of the most important things he's ever seen in an auction. Mr. Stowe added that the collection is important to the history of the world as well. This will truly blow people away, he added. Continuing with the news on entertainment on ITV Gold, watch Shah Rukh Khan and Mahima Chaudhary in Pardes this Friday at 8:30 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m. with superstars Watch Kagar, and reserve your Sunday at 3 p.m. with the blockbuster comedy Deewana Mastana. And that's a wrap on Vision of Asia tonight. Send us your suggestions and community news that you would like us to cover for our print and television coverage at events@itvgold.com. Follow us on our Facebook handle at ITVGold, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and pick up a free copy of Desi Talk if you're in the tri-state or in the Chicago area for community news, entertainment, and events in US and India. You can also read the News India Times newspaper online at www.newsindiatimes.com or subscribe to the hard copy by calling 212-675-7515. This is Nidhi Kathuria signing off.